Have you ever felt like you should expose yourself to passive real estate investments? Now, I'm no Magic Mike, but I hope the title wasn't too distracting because this is supposed to be a serious discussion about your financial future and your financial freedom. But I thought I'd throw in a little fun in there. So real estate investing has become a primary discussion point related to diversified portfolios. And you hear it with discussions with everybody now. You hear it on news. You hear it with your friends and family. You hear it with investment companies. You hear it with the local Uber driver. And so regardless of whether you decide to invest directly in properties or indirectly through passive real estate investment vehicles or through REITs even, I strongly suggest that everybody has exposure to real estate investments on some level. And I believe that passive real estate investments can be the best vehicles for passive investors, people who don't want to have to manage property on a day in, day out basis, who don't want to have to deal with all of the headaches and the tenant issues and the maintenance issues related to operating real estate. And so it makes a lot of sense to invest with sponsors and with other individuals who are professional real estate investors. But once you make a decision that you are going to be investors, there is a variety of ways that you can do this. And some of the ways that you can expose yourself to real estate is education, just reading books. There's a number of books in this space right now where you can learn about passive real estate investing. You can learn about real estate investments. You can learn about finance. You can learn about residential or commercial. And so reading books is very helpful. You can attend lectures, both online and in person. You can attend events, both online and in person. So that's one way that you can expose yourself to passive real estate investments. A second way that you can expose yourself to passive real estate investments are through friends and family. And so most of us now know someone who is invested in real estate. We know people who are involved in the real estate business. So you can talk to those friends and family members, whether it's a parent, whether it's a sibling, whether it's an aunt or an uncle, whether it's a colleague or even an ex-colleague, people who you know, someone you grew up with from grade school. There are a lot of people involved in the real estate business, and you can ask for their advice. Do they know anybody? Do they know any sponsors that accept friends and family investors into their transactions and who you may be able to invest with? Another group that you may be able to speak with to expose yourself to real estate are real estate investment companies. Now, some of these larger companies may only take institutional capital. Some of them may have only ultra high net worth investors who are investing with them. Some only want high net worth investors. Some people are willing to do deals where they get to know you over some time period and they'll accept friends and family transactions. So there are a number of different ways to expose yourself through real estate investment firms. A fourth way that you can invest is through real estate crowdfunding. And I think real estate crowdfunding is an interesting vehicle because it at least gives you exposure. For those who are just starting out and who may not be high net worth investors, it's going to be more of an educational tool for you because you do have to prove that you are an accredited investor. And what that means is either you have $1 million net worth or more without your primary residence, or you're earning $200,000 per year on your own or $300,000 per year or more with your spouse. And so that's how you become an accredited investor. And the sponsors on real estate crowdfunding deals require that you be an accredited investor. So if you are an accredited investor, it's a very interesting tool to get exposure to some very strong sponsors in some good markets with asset types that may be within your investment thesis. And for those who are just starting out, it's a good educational tool. Now, if you're just starting out and you are a high net worth investor, then crowdfunding can be an interesting vehicle for you as well. But if you're just starting out and you're not a high net worth investor, it's going to be more of an educational tool. You may need to meet other sponsors who will accept friends and family transactions. And the fifth way that you can get exposed to passive real estate investments are through wealth clubs. And so Guardrail Finance is going to be promoting a real estate wealth club that's going to be called the Passive Real Estate Investor. And it's going to be educational. It's also going to provide ideas, strategies, and investment opportunities to members so that you can educate yourself on real estate as a whole. And then you can also look at different ideas of what you might be able to do on your own or as a passive investor, and then create strategies around your investment thesis, why you might want to do something, different ideas about how you can invest, and then we'll present opportunities as well for co-investment. And so I hope this video helped, but these are 5 ways that you can expose yourself to passive real estate investing. And on that note, until next time, let's continue growing our passive cash flow and net worth together.